Hello everyone, my name is Varun and welcome to my channel called All About Planning. In our 4th episode of Know Your Planner, I'll be talking to Mr. Shomit Dilip Bade, who's working as an assistant professor under the Department of Planning at School of Planning and Architecture, Bhopal. Hello sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Having your bachelor's and master's degree from two of our country's prestigious institutes, that is JJ College of Architecture and School of Planning and Architecture, Delhi. What is your opinion on humongous number of architecture students pursuing their master's in planning course?
First of all, I believe architecture and planning are subjects which are more related and integrated with each other. They have a very close interrelations first. And this thing is recognized, or students are exposed to planning subjects during their architectural course. And then through this exposures, many of them develop an affinity towards this subject, and that is how they pursue it as part of their masters. So that could be one of the reasons.
What made you choose planning for your further studies?
When I was studying my bachelor's of architecture, we had these one or two subjects which exposed us to the realm of urban design and planning. So we were exposed to, or we were taught, Frank Lloyd Wright's Broadacre City, or the Capitol Complex of Brasilia, which was designed by Oscar Niemeyer, architect, and then Le Corbusier's Chandigarh, obviously we studied. Then we also studied the city of Gandhinagar, and even the Bhubaneswar, the capital of Orissa, and then the radiant city of Le Corbusier. So all of these studies, they gradually and slowly generated or caught my eye, if I may say so, and that is how it made me realize that there's a lot more beyond just that piece of land, or that just a smaller plot on which I put my heart and soul to design. So that is how I realized there is a larger context to what I essentially do, and that context must be studied and understood because it is important and relevant. That is basically why I chose masters, or why I chose to do masters in planning rather.
Is there any particular reason for choosing environmental planning for your master?
Of course, there was a particular reason, or there was a very specific reason. As you know, in architecture, there's always a thrust upon designing buildings that are climatically responsive, and then you have people getting into understanding what is the LEED ratings, or our Griha ratings and all of those, to make a building sustainable building, a green building. So we were also, of course, exposed to that. We were also getting into it, and that captivated me. I understood that the need of the hour is not a conventional way of designing. We all need, or I should rather pursue into designing buildings that are climatically responsive. Now these were the origins. Later on, when I decided, as I had decided, based on our exposure to urban studies, I decided that how would it be when you have urban studies that are that are climatically responsive. That intrigued me, or that was the the most important decision-making point as to why I took environmental planning over other fields of planning, and that is how it started.
Having special interest towards arts and aesthetics, what is your perspective of looking at this field?
I was very fortunate to be part of that family wherein I was exposed to fine arts, drawing, painting, and the aesthetics, and all the allied activities right from my childhood, from my birth. My father is a painter. Now, coming to your question, I believe that we all of us here in India, or everyone in the world, we long for cities that are aesthetically beautiful, or cities that have a good aesthetic quality. So that is how my exposure to the field of arts and aesthetic essentially helps me when I'm planning or designing, or delivering a lecture in those terms. So that is how I look at it. So I believe that along with cities that are managed perfectly, we also need cities which are aesthetically beautiful, or have a good visual quality.
Your main focus is on sustainable development. Is there a specific reason behind it?
Yes, there's a very specific reason behind it. See, our common future, which is the Berlin report, gave us the formal definition. That is where it initiated. Then in 1976, we had the first conference of the UN Habitat, which is called as the Habitat 1. UN Habitat is the United Nations Commission on Human Settlements. Now we are into Habitat 3. The October of 2016, the third conference is going to take place. See, all over the world there has been a consciousness wherein everybody has now recognized the problem of the urbanization crisis. Me being a part of the profession of architecture and planning, where I can contribute the most is through my studies in sustainable development. That is why my focus is sustainable development.
What is your opinion about the Bachelors of Planning?
I believe this course of Bachelors of Planning is a very wonderful course because planners or students of planning understand the city better than the students of architecture. Now, I may be biased when I say this, but it is true. Also, this course of Bachelors of Planning essentially integrates so many different fields into it, which makes it more interesting. That is the second aspect. Third, it has a large prospect in terms of jobs. Rather, if I may say that India moving towards 40% urbanization in 2030 and 50% or more than 50% of urbanization by 2050, we tremendously need the planners, and this course is actually fulfilling that need. So this course is wonderful in all its aspects.
What will be your further contribution to this field of planning?
I am currently pursuing my doctoral research, which is which is in the domain of urban water sustainability. One of the most potent impact of climate change that India is going to face is the water crisis, and on top of that, what is going to make the situation worse is the predicted urbanization within the Indian scene, the predicted urbanization. So I believe my research would be a contribution in that sense. Further, I also have an intention to contribute in the field of energy efficiency in the urban areas, and to have a different perspective into managing our wastes. So that is what I'm thinking of after I complete my doctoral research.
What do you think is the scope of work in this field, and why do you think more number of students have to take planning as their profession?
We have to understand that the 2011 census of India says that out of the total population of India, almost 32% have been urbanized or are living in the urban areas, which is predicted to be 40% by 2030 and more than 50% by 2050. So we all know that we today face urban crisis in terms of in its various forms, and with these numbers of people which will be coming to the urban areas of India, we need to have more number of planners. So this profession is going to develop a large number of potential, both in the government sector, a large number of potential of jobs both in the government sector as well as the private sector, which is kind of consultancy firms and other research arenas. So since we have tremendous potential and need of large number of planners, that is why I would want large number of students to take up B planning or masters in planning as their course.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have some more questions that you want me to ask our professionals in the next video, please leave your questions in the comment section below. And if you like this video, do share it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.